Okay, here it is. The Sheridan Super Grade and the Crosman Town and Country. I'm going to try to compare these two together. And there's a lot of, hey, the guys, some people like their Crosman 108 Town and Countries. Other guys are Sheridan Super Grade fans. Both guns have their pluses and, both guns do have their minuses. I'm going to try to compare the two. I will admit I am kind of biased towards the super grade, so there is that disclaimer right away. But I'll show why. I mean, the Town and Country does have its place. It's got a couple unique features, but personally, I don't find the actual quality of the Town and Country to be anywhere near what the super grade was. I know the biggest complaint is fixing the super grade. You can't fix the super grade, blah, blah, blah. There is some people out there that can do it, and they are repairable. Yes, they cost a little more money, and they're probably not for the average guy to repair. But again, this gun was made, the Super Grade was made back in the 40s into the early 50s. And it was one of those things. You'd send it back to Sheridan, and they would repair it. And there's no difference with the Crosman. Crosman did the same thing. I mean, even when you bought your Crosmans, they would come with a sheet. Hey, here's all the repair centers for when your gun breaks. Send it back, have it repaired. Really no different than what the Super Grade is. Granted, today, you still can't send a Town and Country back to Crosman. I mean, you're going to have to send it to a repair center. The Super Grade, yeah, there's no real repair center. But again, there is some people out there that can repair the gun. So as far as the repairs, I mean, it's kind of an invalid point unless you're really into, hey, I got to be able to fix my own gun. Then okay, I can see where you would be okay with the Town and Country. But you have to look at it as the average person buying these guns is not going to repair them. They're going to send them in. And at the time, both guns were designed to be sent in. So anyway, enough with that. Let's take a look at the two guns and what you've got for comparisons. Super Grade, Monte Carlo stock, American walnut. This stock's not typical for a Town and Country. They're usually just a beach stock painted. There's nothing fancy about most of the Town and Countries. I mean, that one is a unique one. Their receiver, a chunk of brass, painted black. Super Grade, polished aluminum. Sights. Town and Country, that's one thing they do kind of have that is neat. They do have the dual sights. The rear sight here, is open on the top. The aperture underneath there. Super Grade's a little smaller, more finer. The bolts. The one on the Town and Country flips up. It kind of flops around. It doesn't really have a stop. It's sort of cheesy. The Super Grade just comes straight up and goes back through that slot so it doesn't flop around on you like the Town and Country does. Super Grade came with a handguard. Nothing on there, so that'll eventually wear if you use it. Front sights, one solid muzzle plug with the blade on top. Town and Country, again, they do have the kind of neat sights. They are adjustable, so to speak. You can flip. You would loosen this up. This would flip up, and then you'd have a taller one. So I mean, the sight on the Town and Country is kind of neat. It's not a super precision sight. And it's just a bent piece of metal. Super Grade's machined. I mean, just all the details the Town and Country tried to keep up with Sheridan, if that's what they were trying to do. Some say they were, some say they weren't. I have no idea. I wasn't there when they were made. But literally the overall final quality of the two guns, there's really no comparison. I'm going to go ahead and turn these guns around so you can see the other sides of them. Here's the other side of the two. Again, we can get a good look at those two bolts. Sheridan did later go to a smaller bolt handle. I intentionally picked out a mid-production Super Grade for this comparison. It would have been made approximately the same time as the Town and Country, so these would be very comparable. The earlier super grades, you know, they had the long bolt handle, but like I said, the later one does have a short bolt handle. Again, you know, the nice aluminum receiver on this thing versus the painted brass one. We will, I'll open them up and show another really big difference in the quality of these two guns when they're compared side by side. Okay, right away, there's your lever. There's your lever in your Town and Country versus your lever on the Super Grade. I mean, there's really no comparison in the quality of that piece. It's just obvious just seeing it. Both guns, they did stamp the stocks, so they would match, you know, their match up. So they, you know, they both did use the same blank. That's nice. That's a nice thing. I think that's one thing I think Sheridan personally, I think, failed later on when they did the C's. They should have stayed with that, but that's another story. But anyways, there's some of the comparisons of a Town and Country and a Super Grade, both made approximately at the same time, and there is significant differences among them. I mean, the biggest argument a guy can make today would be it is simpler to fix the 108 Town and Country. However, again, if you're looking at when these things were manufactured, and again, you know, most people are going to send them in to get fixed. They're not going to fix them at home. That is just something people didn't really do. And going with that, I mean, I don't see where you could make a solid argument that the 108 Town and Country is a better, superior gun to the Super Grade. And like I said, I know there's people out there that make the claim. You can make the decision for yourself. They are sitting right here in side by side. Again, approximately same time they were manufactured. The Town and Country does have the neat sights. Are they as precision and as well made? You know, that's up to the user to decide that. But that one is just a stamped piece of steel. You're using two nuts basically to make your aperture sight. Try to stick it together. Your Super Grade, it's held in with a screw. I mean, it's just a better sight. Granted, it doesn't have the open versus the peep. It, you know, it's a straight peep sight, but so that is a comparison of a Town and Country next to a Super Grade. I would love to hear what you guys have to think about this. You know, which gun is better, which one isn't, and why you feel which one is and which one isn't. Because I've given my opinion. It would definitely, hands down, go to the Sheridan. You know, other than, again, the repair issues. Yeah, it is an issue today, but at the time these guns were made, it really wasn't. And you can still get the Super Grade fix today too. So I mean, that's not a huge argument, but it is an argument that I will give to the 108. So there they are. Let me know what you think.